Okay, so this is a long-awaited video that has been long overdue, and it's about game dates, right? My job. So what is game dates and how can game dates help you? That is the question that everyone has in their mind. And what is this movement all about? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Very exciting stuff. So for those who don't know what game dates is, this is our little game card. So Game Date, right, is it's a game, sorry, Game Date is basically a platform where we help people, our clients, our prospects, our friends to kind of find their purpose, right, their life path, their ikigai, a direction of life. And I think this is very good for people who are trying to figure out what is it they want to do in life. For me personally, this is, Game Dates is like it's like a life project because it's like 10 years plus of work experience, life experience, all combined to one from the different niches that I've done before. Like I came from the agency space, I came from the marketing space, I came from affiliate marketing space, network marketing, you name it, I kind of have dabbled my hands and feet into those spaces before. And one of the biggest things, or one of the the business revenues that comes in is always through joint ventures, a lot of them through a lot of partnerships and stuff. So all my life I've been very familiar with how do I connect people with someone else? How do I link up with this person to that person? And in the midst of it, is there anything that I could um, how do I say, get compensated for in terms of an incentive, so on and so forth if a deal goes through lah, right? So coming back, right? So Game Dates is basically a platform to help our clients, our prospects find their purpose, their ikigai, a life direction through board games, physical live events, where it's in a session of 4 to 5 a table, and they just play games, get to know each other, get to know more about themselves, most importantly. And then after, at the back of this game card, they have the option to do a self-analysis of where they think they are in these different areas of life, right? So there's 10 different categories here, including, let's see, health, work, sex, relationships, friends, family, so on and so forth, finances. So once they rate these things from 0 to 10, right, it doesn't mean that 2 out of 10 is worse off than 8 out of 10. It's like 2 out of 10 might be unsatisfied with this, 8 out of 10, but I'm not satisfied with this, right? And this is where we start and use the power of community to link people up with the right expertise, right niches to help them boost that level of confidence or satisfaction level, right? So for me, in my day job, I'm in personal and corporate finance. So if you are locally here in Singapore, that includes insurance and investments. If you are expat like a foreigner or you're in another country and you are thinking of moving your investments and insurances here in Singapore, we can explore that option as well. So that's just to give you an example of what I mean by connections, right? We are using the connections, the community to help one another in a very organic way, in a way that it's very permission based, right? And it's also in a way that's very relationship based as well. Gone are the times where it's all about here's you collect a database, a name, an email, a phone number, and here buy these things. Here's a promotion. Here is some whatever educational content that you want to put out there, but no one's actually reading, no one's actually engaging unless there is some kind of incentive for them. So if in the event that they only know who you are or only after they know who you are might have a slight interest in what you do, right? So GameDex is really that platform to bridge the gap. So if you notice, right, at the surface, it's just board games, it's just, pulling people together through purpose, through ikigai, so on and so forth. But actually at the back of game dates, right, it's actually a what? It's a unlimited lead gen tool, right? It is permission based, right? It is relationship based. And the best part is it's value added based. It's very transformative as well. So what do I mean and how does this work or apply in everyday kind of business scenarios, right? So for example, if you're in a service-based business or if you're in a consultancy space, right? Let me give you a case study. In the finance space, in my space, what there is a trend here in Singapore is that they will pay you to sit in a boardroom for like 3 hours, listen to them talk about like, oh, this is a career path, this is a potential career path, why this career path is so great for you, so on and so forth. And I'm like, holy shit, that's free money, right? Go and take it. That's how I knew about all these things. So you sit on there, you listen, and you'll be like, this is not for me. And there is no value out of this. They promise that they will do some kind of analysis, personal analysis, and that's really about it, right? Um, but that's not it, right? And then if let's say after the whole thing you're not the right fit, They introduce you a new income opportunity, which is they will pay you to refer someone to come into the business, like to come for that 3 hours career dialogue session. That's what they call it, right? So from a marketing standpoint, they're not only paying like $40 to the person that sits, they're also paying like a few tens of dollars to the person who referred you to come. So that means the marketing cost per guest is anywhere from like $40 to $100, right? And then there's like potentially like 4, 5, 6 people per session. And guess what? It activates the entire room. And then you'll be like, oh my God, that's like $600 on the table. And what's the ROI? Like so minimum. So I'm like, what if you were to pay me $600 and I come here to run an exercise, a game date for you, and not only you get to help them, like literally help them figure out what they want in life, because Ikigai is all about clarity, it's all about figuring out what kind of flavors of life you like, right? Through experimental and try and error, so on and so forth. And thereafter, you get them to do like the simple analysis, don't have to fill in any forms whatsoever, and ask them genuinely like, hey, which areas are you satisfied with, which areas you're not satisfied with, and how can I help you? How can I be of service? And if you're someone like me who has a very huge influence on network, um, then refer people to those people, right? And work out a deal with those people, like those joint ventures, right? Because I think, okay, so context, right? So I came from a lot of marketing spaces, or at least I came from the marketing and event space. So I've tried a lot of things like from affiliate marketing, selling softwares, being a consultancy, running my own agency, digital agency, doing network marketing, so on and so forth, right? So I'm like, oh my God, to bring like 30 people into an event, like a live event, it cost me thousands six, I think. That's like thousands of dollars. And the chances of them buying something is like non-guaranteed, right? Then I'm like, oh my God, on one end, this is how, agencies do it. And on the other hand, if I do it myself, it's more expensive. So, now we are facing this issue where marketing cost is getting higher and higher. There's no doubt about it. And it's not very accessible for startups, service-based businesses if you don't have a budget or not really or don't really have a credit card, you can't roll the money, or you don't have the right expertise or the knowledge, and then you just pay someone else to do it. And not only do you incur the same marketing cost, you're also paying for the service of this agency. And whether or not it works or doesn't work, right, it's hugely questionable. So, how do we actually solve all these big problems? Is by running game dates, right? Or put it more simply, is by building communities. So, how does it work, right? So, when and if you are running a service-based business, and you get where we are coming from, or you already have spent the money on marketing, so on and so forth, you understand the pain, right? The pain of like, oh my God, there's so much upfront cost, there's no guarantee, there is no physical like action, and last but not least, I didn't mention this, is your reputation, right? The reputation not only just for yourself, the firm, the industry, right? So if you're going to do that kind of marketing techniques and so on and so forth, right, then what is it that you're actually trying to achieve? Is it just for your own selfishness, like because I just do this so it's for my own gain? Obviously, right? But at the same time, can we do it in a more ethical way, in a more responsible way, and something that at least can contribute back to the whole society, at least in terms from an industry standpoint, industrial level, right? Can we raise the standard of what it means to, for example, be a financial advisor, be a property agent, be a whatsoever, right? A consultant, right? How can we do that? So for us here at Game Dates, right, the main bulk of the money, I would say, or the main movement, how we fund ourselves, is not through the deals that we make. Usually people are like, here's the money, do this for us, right? Yes, we could go that way for sure. But what if instead we come together and kind of brainstorm together to kind of see that, hey, based on your industry, based on your niche, what kind of community tools can we use or leverage that are already designed out there to pull people together? For example, I met this girl who is running a social media agency kind of thing. And when she introduced herself, she's like, okay, so my name is this, and I do social media. So I do TikTok, we do this, we do that. Great. So that's what most people would say. That's how I would say as well if I didn't know about game dates. But if knowing game dates, this is how I would phrase it. So I run a community where I teach people for free how to build their personal branding online. Oh my God, that changes the entire subject. That changes the entire dynamics of people willing to, be more interested, to be more curious, right? And so what would be the next step? The natural most question would be, okay, how do I join your community? Is it free? Is it paid? When's the next session? Right? And so for mine example is I would be like, okay, go to this link, okay, scan this QR code here, okay, put in your phone number and you're part of our committee. That's it. That's it, right? And when you scan this, and we are powered with NAS Daily's technology, what we do is we are collecting databases, right? Your name, email, phone number. That's it, right? And how do we nurture them, right? It's by inviting them into our events, play the game, get to know them on a deeper, more intimate level, and that's it, right? If you go to a networking event in a group of like 40, 50, 80, hundreds of people, even though you get name cards, right? I think I would think it would be very awkward to just call them and be like, hey, we met at this event, do you want coffee? It's so weird, it's so unnatural, it's so inauthentic, right? So how do you bridge that, right? It's like if you actually have that tool, put them together, play them, we can always now, our relationship has deepened, right? I can call you, hey, do you want lunch, do you want dinner, I'm coming over to your town, I'm coming over to your country, do you want to meet up, right? And then let's have a conversation. So I think that's the best way to do businesses, especially in this business, in a service-based business, whatever business you're in the coaching space, in the training space, like that's what I did, right? Especially another case study, which is with this, right? So I gave out the game cards, right? I got their name cards, and because I wore a very striking pink color suit, so I stood up naturally. And so I'm like, hey, I'm coming over to KL, Malaysia, this country, and I'm like, um, I'd love to see you, right? But you have to give a reason why I'm seeing you, right? So I'm like, I have an event there, I'm sponsoring the event. Um, I had tickets, and you're the first person I thought about. I want to give you these tickets. And then you'd be like, oh my God, that's cool. When's the date? What's the event about? So on and so forth. And if they want it, they take it, great. That's technically a sales done, right? In terms of event based, right? Same thing, right? And then from there, if they join, you could invite them. Hey, do you want to catch up for a pre-dinner? Do you want to catch up for a pre-lunch? Do you want to have a Zoom conversation just to see how we can brainstorm and make my time in that country worth it for all of us, right? Isn't that so exciting? So that is the gist of game date. That is the whole dynamics of game dates, right? The whole idea of game dates is to make sure that we can create communities, we can leverage one another, we can collaborate, and it becomes so authentic and so permission based that you no longer feel the fear of being judged, the fear of being rejected, right? And I think this is the best business model out there that no one is doing. And even if someone were to duplicate this whole model, right, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's about the community you build. It's about your personal branding. It's the movement that you started, right? And all the more, actually, if you want to duplicate this model, speak to us, speak to me, right? Because the whole idea is we want to help you build your community and your niches as well. And even to support your members to build their community as well so that we have a collective, right? A collective of people so that we can dominate our own niches and at the same time collaborate with one another because you could be in the coaching space, someone could be in a finance space, someone could be in the mental health space, right? And you guys have your own events. Instead of just promoting it to your own databases, cross promote, right? Like, can you promote mine? I can promote yours, so on and so forth, right? And together we are collecting databases, right? And again, right? Most importantly, it is the customer, it is the clients and prospects that decide whether or not they are interested in joining those events, right? And if they do, they are just giving you permission to do the one best thing: reach out to them, connect with them, build relationships. And so that is the huge introduction of game that I wanted to do for such a long time. Really can't wait to see how this is going to turn on the next 1 year, the next 3 years, and 5 years. I think it's going to be so huge, so great. The big vision I see, and the one model that I have for myself is at least building futures and being partners for life, right? I think at the end of the day, getting to know each other is something by not by chance, but by really, but more of by fate. And I think by meeting these people, if there is an opportunity for you to help them, be a lighthouse for them, right? Provide them the opportunities or the insights or the knowledge so that you can together build futures, like create new possibilities so that, it's not just a one-off thing 2 times in, but that you can do it for the rest of your life, right? Which is where the statement, building futures, partners for life came about, right? That is the biggest mission for me, at least. and this will be a great legacy to continue for the rest of my working career. Okay, so with that said, my name is Riley. I'm the founder of Game Dates. I hope to see you guys in person. I hope to see you guys building communities, and please always reach out to me. You can scan this QR code here, or you can find me at my username, The Abundant Riley. I am most active on those three platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I am trying to move towards TikTok and Lemonade and the other platforms out there, but these are the main three that I will be most active on, including Telegram as well. Okay, so with that said, I hope to see you guys at the live event. Please drop me an email. Oh, and most importantly, if you want to stay tuned to our channel, my personal channel, I've launched this thing called Lobang Alerts, where I share all the amazing opportunities and events that I personally will attend or am organizing internationally across Southeast Asia, like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. It's just so amazing. Then what you can do is comment the word club, and I'll send you the link. Or you can type it yourself, Lobang Riley, that's LOBANG RILEY.club, right? LobangRiley.club. And you can join, put in your phone number, fill in out whatever it requires you to do. You'll be part of WhatsApp group, and just stay tuned as a WhatsApp channel. Right now it is an open channel, so people can actually just chat, leave a comment, so on and so forth. To a point where it gets maybe too overwhelming, then we'll see. But early bird catches the worm. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to end this video now because it's too long. But I hope to see you guys in that chat group, and I hope to actually play with you at one of Game Dates too. Okay, see you guys there.